and welcome to vlog 54. Just listen. The kids are back at school this week. This is the first time I have had the house to myself since March. It feels very weird. I don't actually mind having people at home. It's just I find it hard to work or vlog when there's people in. I find it hard to work because everybody else is sat doing nothing and I'm the one that's still working. But when they're out, I can kind of just get on with my own thing. And for the vlogging, I find vlogging easier when the house is empty because, as you can tell, the TV is off. There's no radio on. They're either playing on their Switch or something noisy going on in the background where I can't vlog and I always have to ask them to leave the room or switch the volume down or something. So here we are, it is Monday and I'm actually starting off with a cake today. I had a cake booked in for the weekend just gone and they wanted to move the collection date to today, which is Monday, which meant I was then working over the weekend. As a cake rule, it's one of my business rules that I only make cakes for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I have a nice, even and regular schedule throughout the weeks. But it's 2020, so you have to adapt. You have to adapt for this year. So I have a cake leaving after 2 today, so I will show you that. Here it is. It is 2 separate 5-inch cakes. And no, before anybody asks, I do not have this as a tutorial coming. Like I said, I was working over the weekend and I just wanted to get it finished. This is a show called Rescue Riders, which is on Netflix. I hadn't heard of it before. It's part of the How to Train Your Dragon world. And I watched a couple of episodes just to get an idea what it was all about. Then we have 4 little dragons on here. I think this one's called Burple, Cutter, Winger and Summer, I think. But yeah, I already have a tutorial on rock texture. That is already up on my channel. So from there, you should be able to recreate this. And this is just buttercream on the board. Updates from the last vlog. I still have my tooth abscess. I used all of my antibiotics and I could tell it was still there. So I asked for some more. So I'm now on my 2nd round of antibiotics. I've probably got 3 days worth left and I can still feel it. If I try to smile or yawn, I will get a little sharp pain. What can I say? Got my root canal booked in for the end of the month. Oh goody. And we had an eventful week last week. So Kai got another large order. So he distributes leaflets. He had an order from a local dance company and he had over 2,000 leaflets. I think it was like 2,800 leaflets. He's still got some now. He's been going out every weekend and every evening to deliver them. However, last week he had a helper. My mum decided that she was bored, wanted to get some fresh air. My dad was asleep, so she was bored in the house. So she texted Kai and said, "Whereabouts are you doing your leaflets? I'll come and help." Off they go, out delivering leaflets. And then I get a phone call from Kai saying, "I've just had to ring an ambulance because Nanny has broken her ankle." What had happened is they both had some leaflets and they started off separate ends of the street and they were going to meet in the middle. He only walked 30 seconds up the road before he got a phone call off my mum saying she thinks she'd broken her ankle and could he come back. She was on somebody's driveway. The reason why I'm laughing is just because it's ridiculous. So she fell off the tiniest step and managed to fracture her foot and ankle in 2 places on a 3-inch step. The entire time that she was sat on some random woman's driveway for 2 hours waiting for an ambulance to arrive, the woman was in her house and didn't even know all this was going on until she popped her head out the door and seen my mum on her drive with her sock. Just a random sock on her drive. So she is actually still in hospital now. This happened, I think, Thursday last week. They just kept putting the operation off because she'd broken it and fractured it in 2 places. She needed like it pinning and putting plates in, and they starved her ready for the operation and then put it off, and then starved her the next day for the operation and put it off. So she actually only had her operation yesterday, and we're hoping she'll be home today, but she's been allowed no visitors or anything, so we aren't exactly sure what's going on yet. But it was Kai who had to ring for the ambulance. And obviously I wasn't there, but apparently when he rang and said that he needed an ambulance and they asked like what the problem was, he said, "My nan has fallen over and her ankle is not right." So when the operator asked, "What do you mean by not right?" Kai replied with, "Well, her foot is kind of just flapping about in the wind." And the operator said, "Oh, that doesn't sound very good. I mean, why don't you just ring and say that you think you'd broken your ankle?" But no, it was flapping about in the wind. Yeah, operation done. Just waiting to see when she can come home now. I was hoping to start this vlog with a bit of makeup on, if I'm being honest. I watched a few old vlogs just out of curiosity to see what I used to film and if my vlogs have changed, and one thing I did notice is how I look now versus how I looked when I used to film. I always used to, I was going to say get dressed. I am dressed. I'm still in. I've got my Alice in Wonderland jumper on and my leggings. I am actually dressed. I'm always dressed. I just wear this a lot more often. No makeup, can't be bothered to do my hair. I don't know what the reason is other than I've just given up. I have just become very lazy in lockdown. A bit like a what's the point sort of attitude. I mean, look at it. What is going on? I mightn't try and make an effort for the rest of the week, but I wouldn't bet on it. Is anybody else in the same position? But yeah, things might change now the kids are back at school. The house to myself, got my job list to do. So I'm going to charge the camera up and I will speak to you later. I am prepping my chocolate jars today. So those who have watched the vlogs for a while will know what these are. If you don't, I pre-weigh my chocolate so that when I come to make ganache, all I have to do is crack open a double cream, pour in the chocolate, and I can make my ganache. So these jars are from IKEA. These are the tall ones, and these hold double the amount. So if I put chocolate in these, I use 2 lots of cream, which will cover roughly a 2-tier cake. Then I have the smaller ones. If I only have to make 1 batch for, say, a 7-inch cake or a 6-inch cake, it's 1 cream to 1 jar. So the way I'm going to do this, I now have switched to only double cream because look at the dates. This does not go out of date until December, whereas the real double cream stuff used to go out of date in a few days. So I've switched to this. However, it doesn't come in 300ml, it randomly comes in 284ml. If I weigh this when I've tipped it out the carton, it's roughly somewhere about 274 grams. I'm going to go off what I know it weighs. So 274 times 2 equals 548. So I know I need 548 grams of dark chocolate to make that a 2-to-1 cream ratio. 2 parts dark chocolate, 1 part cream will make my ganache for a single tier. I'm going to put 548 grams in one of these small jars. 548 grams of dark chocolate, 1 jar of that, 1 tub of cream will cover roughly a 6-inch/7-inch cake. Then double the amount, 1096 grams in a tall jar with 2 lots of cream will cover roughly a small 2-tier cake. This is my dark chocolate calibut. just because I do still have a sack left, so I'm using this up before I then switch to Belcolade. So now I've got some white chocolate. This one is Belcolade. For white chocolate ganache, it is 3 times the amount of chocolate to 1 part of your cream. And this will cover a slightly larger single tier because there's more chocolate. This is what makes it confusing between the white chocolate and dark chocolate. Because as you can see, if I hold these up, there's not all that much difference. Except this one only takes 1 cream and this jar will take 2 creams. Because of the nature of the chocolate, this will set harder than the white chocolate, which is why you have to use 3 times the amount instead of just 2 times the amount. I know a lot of people watching this will already know this, but just in case there's somebody watching who still doesn't understand how ganache works. A milk chocolate, it sits kind of right in the middle, where you can use maybe 2.5 for 1 to 1 cream, because the melting point is in the middle. This will take the longest to melt, then followed by milk chocolate, and then this one is the quickest one to melt because it's not actually chocolate. So if you leave a bar of white chocolate and dark chocolate out in the sun, they will eventually melt, but the white chocolate is going to melt first over the dark chocolate. That is basically how it works. So I'm going to continue filling my jars now and then have them all on my shelf ready to go, so I don't have to measure it out every single time. I just do them all in one go, and all I have to do is pick up a jar, pick up a cream and pop it in the microwave. So today's Tuesday and I usually have a tutorial going up on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. However, this week I don't have any footage to turn into a tutorial. Usually at this point I would be stressing, and yesterday on a Monday I would have been scrambling trying to put some sort of tutorial together so I could edit it today. Instead, I've just decided to take a week off the tutorials whilst I don't actually have anything to give you. I have just been tidying instead, because it's literally just the basics of tidying and cleaning get neglected whilst I'm doing other things. So I am tidying and cleaning. I did all my cake top last night. Still got the rest of the kitchen to do today. Got to go and do Abby's room today, because if we want somebody to come up and check the leak in a room, we can't have him stepping over her entire piles of clothes and teddies. So I've got to go and tidy all that up before I can get anybody around. So yeah, sorry there was no tutorial last Tuesday for you, today for me. I just have no footage. I wouldn't have got the cleaning done yesterday if I'd have been doing the tutorial instead, so hopefully I'll have something for you next week. I have just remembered I got a parcel and I kept the parcel. It's been sat in the conservatory just behind the wall, which is why I'd forgotten about it, but I need to get it open because I need to thank whoever sent it, because they sent it last week and I've just been keeping it and I don't know who it's from. Just know there's a little message on the back that says, "I'm sorry about the wrapping, I recycled some packing paper and then couldn't find sellotape." Do not apologise for recycling paper, it's what I do. And I knew that it wasn't something I ordered because of the pretty cupcake and the happy birthday tape on it. It also has a really cute drawing of 2 little cherries on the front, which is there. I'll just cover that over. You'll have to excuse the nails as well. That's actually brown food colouring. It's brown airbrush colour that got under my nails from picking the lid off. So I currently don't know who has sent this or what's in it or anything yet. So we've got a Hush Puppies box that's been taped up. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is from Helen. She is on YouTube and on Instagram. Oh, and she's just sent me a little something to say thank you because she's learned a lot from the tutorials. Oh my goodness. You're gonna wonder why. Wait, I'm gonna have to show you this. Right, so this is literally what I've just picked up out of the box, yeah? Ariel with her legs. This is gorgeous Ariel from the beach. And then, look who I've got in here. So you seen me receive Ursula in a past vlog, and then from the same person who sent me this Ursula pop, then also sent the glittery Ariel like the week or the the week after, was it last week? I don't even know what day we're on, so you're gonna have to excuse me, but she then sent this one through, which was I was going to film in this vlog to tell you about. And yeah, she sent this little glittery Ariel through to put with Ursula. And now I have Ariel with legs. This is amazing. I'm gonna have to take Eeeek out of there. I might have to jiggle them around so I can fit them in. Because as you can see, I have quite the Disney sort of princess collection going on. It's also very, very dusty. Which I can't really get off. It's bare wood, so if anybody has any ideas on how I can clean this properly, I can't dust it because the dust just sticks to the wood and then leaves loads of yellow bits off the duster. So if anybody has any ideas on how to properly dust raw wood, because I stupidly just bought it and used it like this. If I rub my hand on it long enough, the actual dye comes off on my finger. But yeah, getting back to this. I have Ariel with legs. This is so cool. Bring you back in here now. Because I have spotted something else sitting in the box. Oh wow. A very skinny Ursula. So we have what I think is Lego. Look at her. I do actually have some Lego ones in my geek box. Adam's got some Star Trek Lego. And now I can put Ursula in there as well. She's looking very slim. Oh, thank you, Helen. I definitely need to message you now because they sent it last week and you probably think I'm ignoring you or being very rude, but I didn't know who had sent it. So I'm definitely going to message you right now. It's not perfect, but if you saw it before, you would know it's a big improvement. It still needs a good hoovering and a good mopping, but I've kind of decluttered her floor. Her floor was just covered in clothes and toys. We've still got random things to move, but her bed was absolutely covered in every toy she owns, which are now back where they live in here. All these were on her bed, all of them. She is mad on stuffed teddies and toys, so we keep all those in there. And as you can tell, she's a big fan of Stitch. Has a Stitch Funko Pop and a Jack Pop. This is the only tidy part of her room because it's a shelf that she cannot reach. So that always stays nice and tidy. But she will be back from school any minute, and I've managed to gather a full bag of rubbish. Scraps of paper, half left art stuff. But yeah, looking much tidier now. She also has her own pin collection started up there. Her clothes are in there. It always looks untidy because this door is permanently open and you can see all the shoes and stuff on the back. Stitch money box, more Funko Pops. She has lots of pops. Although I think I'm starting to catch up with her now. And this is the leak, which has obviously got a lot bigger since I last filmed it. Definitely needs sorting. So now if the roofer needs to come in here to see this for any reason, he's not standing on piles of clothes. However, I'm pretty sure there's at least 60 Lego pieces hidden in this rug. And you usually find them when you're on your knees crawling across. And I can confirm, kneeling on a Lego piece is worse than standing on one. I am very aware we are already 19 minutes in. I usually try to keep my vlogs about 25 minutes long so that they're not too long. But I do have something to chat about, which I'm now going to try and have to do very quickly. I don't look any different, do I? I promise I am having a bath tonight. I'm doing some more cleaning today, so I'm just going to get full of dust. But I want to try and chat about the whole YouTube thing. I mean, I really should have looked it up, but I guess I'm about 3 years into YouTube because I wanted it to do it part-time with part-time cake. And a few people back then suggested something called Patreon. Now, if you don't know what Patreon is, it is a website where people can pledge money to you to say thanks for what you're doing. Now, I didn't know this, but the famous like really, really old paintings, people used to pay the artist and just give them money so they were able to finish the painting. Like, they just gave them money so he could work on his painting. I am not comfortable doing that, which is why I haven't done the whole Patreon thing. I think if somebody is going to pay me something, they need a service in return. That's not getting at people who use Patreon for other things. It's just the way I prefer to do it. I don't like just receiving money for nothing. I set a Patreon up in April 2019. Yeah, way over a year ago, and it's still sitting there nice and quiet because I have not touched it. I've been too hesitant to press the button to launch it and share it, but it has been sat there. And on Patreon, you can pledge different amounts of money per month and receive different perks. So this is doing really well for like people with podcasts, people with forums and YouTube channels, and the biggest people who seem to benefit on there are illustrators. Not so much cake makers. But I wanted to create a sort of community because I love reading all your comments under the videos and stuff. Well, there's no place for you to post any pictures. So if you want to share something with me, there's nowhere to post a picture. And I wanted to create some sort of forum and community where we could all get together and post pictures, and do challenges and ask questions. And I did think of a Facebook group, but there's no way for people to pledge certain amounts of money and get certain perks. And Patreon seemed to be the only way to do it. So, like I said, I did set one up in April. Sorry, I'm speaking really fast. There's just so much to get in, and this video is going to be so long. But if you have not commented yet, if you're a lurker and you just watch and you never comment, now is the time to comment because I need some feedback. I need to know if this is something you would be interested in. Anyway, Patreon seems to have got a bit more difficult because they're now starting to add VAT to different pledges depending on where you live. It's all very confusing, and I have figured out a way to do it off Patreon and do it on my own website. So you would essentially visit my website, become a member. The lowest amount I have at the minute is £2 a month, which is not much really. There's not many places you can even get a cup of tea for £2 now. So it's £2 a month, and that will give you access to the forum where we can all chat. You can vote in polls, all stuff like that. And then there's different tiers with different perks. So then like £5 a month, you'll get to listen to podcasts, and I can't remember what the next one is. £10 a month, you get something else. I will put it all out there so you can have a good look. But my point is, it's a bit like Patreon, but it's not on Patreon. It's going to be on my own website. I have built it. Again, sitting there dormant doing nothing because I'm too scared to hit the button. I want some feedback. The reason again why I haven't done a Facebook group for this where we can all chat is because there's sometimes I want to be asking questions in there for stuff that hasn't come out yet or for ideas I have, and I feel like if you are paying for access to this, even if it's only £2, you're there to support me rather than rob my ideas. I don't even know if this is making any sense. But there's a few times where I've said something on my video or a plan that I have or something I want to do, and somebody's gone and ran with it before I've had chance. Which, you know, not a problem, my own fault for putting it out there. But my point is, if I did this in a group, I'd just get the exact same thing. So I'm thinking if you're paying the £2, you're there to support me. I don't even know what I'm getting at anymore. But the different pledges, hopefully you're going to get something of value out of. But the money I am going to put into my YouTube tutorials, because the YouTube revenue is not covering what it should be in terms of a wage to drop a cake. I'm rambling now. Basically, to have the time to do some more tutorials on cakes you want to see rather than me just filming cake orders that I have, I have to be earning some more money from somewhere, and it's not coming from YouTube revenue. And I've been too slow to figure out sponsors and stuff, and I really enjoy reading all the comments under the videos and felt like I needed some sort of place we could all go and talk and chat and brainstorm and share pictures and little mini videos and things. Yeah, so there's another tier on there where I want to do a cake challenge. So every other month, because we're all busy and we can't stick to something in a month, every other month there will be like a cake challenge where I'll put a mood board in, and then we get to create a cake or a sugar figure or whatever, something out of something edible, where we can all join in and create a bit like a mini collaboration really. And I can share them on my YouTube videos, on my Instagram. Give us a bit of a kick up the backside, a bit of cake mojo. You can use them for wedding fairs. So yeah, that's my idea. Let me know if it's a stupid one. Let me know in the comments if this is something you would be interested in, and genuinely I want like proper feedback of whether you would actually join something like this. So I want you to just be really honest in the comments. At this point, because I've already built it, even if there's just 3 of us there, even if there's just 3 of us in the forum for a while, that's fine. It's just giving me something to do whilst I can't make wedding cakes and stuff like that, so... But yeah, I am aware it's only Wednesday and I have filmed so much and rambled on so much that I have now filled the vlog. So I'm going to end it here. Please do comment below. If I do anything exciting for the rest of the week, we've got nothing planned at all, I'll do an extra sneaky vlog next week. But other than that, I'm going to love you and leave you and continue cleaning. Thanks guys, see you in the next one.